He said it so easily, like it carried no weight. Don't come. 3 words, thrown out carelessly between small talk and laughter. My parents chuckled, as if cruelty had always been part of our family's humor. I remember the taste of that silence, metallic and sharp, burning worse than any insult. I stood, adjusted my coat, and walked out. No shouting, no tears, just quiet dignity, the last thing that was still mine. When we were kids, he used to wait for me outside school. My brother, the one who swore he'd always have my back, who once told me that family never turns away from its own. I used to believe him. Time changed that. He became their pride, their golden investment. I was a failure they learned to hide behind polite smiles. He had charm and timing. I had patience and silence. Only one of us learned that silence can cut deeper than words. The betrayal didn't come with noise. It started small. Missed calls, ignored messages, empty promises. Then one day, he asked for a short-term loan, $40,000, for a real estate deal that would turn around in a week. I didn't hesitate. He was my brother. Weeks passed, then months. The calls turned into excuses, laughter, and guilt-flavored jokes. Until one evening, I got a text that ended everything. Don't come to dinner. It's uncomfortable when you bring up that stuff. Stuff. That's what he called the money I gave him. When I mentioned it to my parents, they laughed. You should have known better, my father said. He's always been the smart one. And then I understood they weren't mocking him. They were mocking me. I didn't say another word. I walked out and left their laughter echoing behind me. That night, I poured a glass of wine and opened my laptop. Every transaction, every message, every date, I had it all documented. Revenge didn't need fury. It needed order. I traced every step of his world. Businesses, investors, bank trails. He was careless, too confident. I found out he'd used my money to prop up a deal that wasn't even legally his. The property was under another man's name, a man who had no idea pieces of it were being sold off to private investors. I didn't have to expose him directly. All I had to do was let the truth breathe. A few emails, a few forwarded files, and one note. Thought you might want to see where your investment went. No lies, just precision. By nightfall, his clients started withdrawing. Rumors spread. One investor threatened to sue. His name began to circulate, not in praise, but in suspicion. Then my phone buzzed. Him, what did you do? Me, you told me not to show up. He called again and again. I let it ring. When his voicemail came through, I heard something new in his voice, fear. Not anger, not guilt. Fear. Revenge, when it's deserved, doesn't feel like rage. It feels like balance. No fire, just stillness. I didn't destroy him. I let him collapse under the weight of his own deceit. 2 weeks later, he showed up at my door. Shoulders sagged, eyes hollow. He didn't speak right away, just stood there like a man who'd lost his script. Why? He finally asked. Because you made me believe family meant something, I said. He tried to respond, but I closed the door before he could. I didn't need apologies. Some debts can't be repaid in words. A few days later, my mother called. Her tone was soft, practiced. He's struggling, she said. You could help. I almost laughed. She didn't call again. Now, when people ask about my family, I tell them they live elsewhere. It's easier than explaining that blood doesn't always mean loyalty, and laughter isn't always love. The house is quiet now. My phone stays silent, and I prefer it that way. Sometimes I open that old spreadsheet, not for the numbers, but for the memory. It's not about the money anymore. It's about the moment I stopped being fooled. When I walked out that night, they thought I left defeated. But I wasn't walking away. I was walking toward peace, the kind that comes when you stop begging for love from people who enjoy your pain. They once taught me that family is everything. They just never told me what happens when you stop being theirs.